With rights theory, an action or decision would be considered ethically correct if it respects the rights of other people. Before we look at rights theory in more detail, let's look at the entire concept map of all normative theories so we know exactly where rights theory fits in. There are two broad categories of normative theories, namely teleological and deontological theories. Rights theory is a subset of deontological theory. So we know that rights theory is a normative theory, which means that it is a theory that focuses on how people should or ought to behave. We also know that it is a branch of deontological theory. This means that it focuses on the intention behind an act, rather than on the final outcome or resulting consequences. In terms of rights theory, an action or decision that respects the rights of other people would be considered ethically correct. So, respect is the key word in explaining rights theory. That is, considering and upholding the rights of others is the foundation of rights theory. Another important element of rights theory are rights. There are many different types of rights. The major rights that people have are legal rights, human rights, and contractual rights. The right to vote is a legal right because it arises from law and is legally enforceable. Freedom of speech is an example of a basic human right that all people should be entitled to because they are human beings. Contractual rights arise from an agreement or relationship. For example, a contract between a builder and a property investor. The builder has the right under the contract to receive a certain remuneration for his services, and the property investor has the right under the contract to receive the developed property. It is important to not confuse rights with obligations or duties. A right is something you have as a human being or something you are entitled to. A duty is something you are obligated to do. For example, consider the relationship between a doctor and a patient. The patient has the right to receive the best medical care and advice, while the doctor has the duty to act with professional competence and due care in providing advice and when treating the patient. The one major limitation of the rights theory is that there are no hierarchy of rights. So it is difficult to come to an ethically correct decision or action where the right of one person results in the right of another being breached. For example, a person who is racist has the right to his or her views and has the human right to freedom of speech regarding those views. However, this could breach another person's legal right to not be discriminated against. Further, publicly speaking about racist views and beliefs could constitute hate speech. As such, the rights theory fails to provide a hierarchy of which rights have preference over others in situations where there are conflicting rights. To recap, rights theory is a deontological theory. It is based on respect for the rights of others. However, the major limitation of this theory is finding a resolution where the rights of one person conflicts with the rights of another.